Hello gorgeous, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am excited to bring you a full face of Sephora collection. It's funny, I thought that I had a video like this already uploaded on my channel. Turns out I don't. I use so many of the Sephora collection products, but I have never done a full face. I have everything from A to Z, so if you are interested in some new products that I'm trying and some existing favorites, then just keep watching. I'm starting with the brows, and I have the Sephora Collection Retractable Brow Pencil. It is waterproof, and mine is in the shade Medium Brown. This has been a long time favorite. Most of what I've tried from the Sephora collection has been very good quality and at drugstore prices. Of course, I'm posting pictures, but I believe this one is only about $12. Not too pigmented, but not too dry. The tip doesn't snap off, it's precise, it's all the things. I have the Mattify and Refine primer to use for my face. This is newer to my collection. It is a primer that promises to control shine for up to 10 hours, witch hazel and white tree extract. This one, I can't say it has been an immediate love, but it does pretty well. I actually demand quite a bit out of my makeup. I usually put my makeup on at 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I usually don't take it off until about 9 o'clock at night, so I ask a lot. But this primer does a pretty good job of smoothing and mattifying the skin. Sephora's eyeshadow primer was out of stock when I went to place my order, so I did not pick that up. For today, I grabbed my Best Skin Ever concealer in the shade 10N, and I'm just going to use this as an eyeshadow primer today. I do prefer an eyeshadow primer, but concealer will work. And I did pick up a brand new powder that I will set it with. When you use concealer, I feel like you should set it where I don't normally set an eyeshadow primer. This we're going to use a little later as well. This is the Micro Smooth, I believe it's a powder foundation in light. Ooh, very dusty. And this is my first impression with this, and I'll use it on the face as well. For eyeshadow, I have owned a few Sephora collection eyeshadow palettes, and unfortunately their eyeshadow palettes seem to be limited edition. So for today, I picked up the Sephora Color Shifter palette. It's really cute packaging. It's got this little wrap thing on it, kind of like the Pocket palette. I know I've tried that one before. It is recyclable packaging, and you'll notice there's a mirror in here that will slide out. I'm assuming for when you're ready to recycle it, so that's kind of nice. This is what the palette looks like. It's got a sort of a swirly shade here. I did put my finger in it. A matte, a couple different browns, and a creamy shimmer. I'll go ahead and swatch it. Here are the colors. It's looking pretty promising. We've got a shimmering champagne, sort of a mid-toned brown. This is that shifter shade that did come out pretty chunky, but it looks really pretty. I see like gold and pink and peach in there. Here's the deeper brown, and then the matte sort of bone color. I'm excited. One thing I have not tried is the Sephora collection brushes. Let me know if you've tried those, if they're any good. For today, I just have my ColourPop brushes. I'm gonna start with that mid-tone brown and just sweep this into the crease. Seems very smooth and nice. I'm going to take a fluffy brush and go into that matte cream shade and just go right along the edges. Looking good. I'm going to take the pencil brush from that same collection and go into this deeper brown. Whoop. Just deepen that outer corner. Right, so far, so good. I'm liking the smoothness. Very good. Going back in with that crease brush and just blending again. Now, I think I'll take the shifter shade and then go in with the shimmering champagne. So this is the shifter shade, and it is very soft. I can feel my sort of finger digging in there. So be gentle. And then I'm just gonna put this, if there's gonna be fallout, I think it's gonna be from this shade. But it might be worth it. It's pretty. Maybe if I put the shimmer down first and then that on top of it, it'll look even better. Let me do that. I'm gonna do the shifter shade completely across this eye. And then I'm gonna take the champagne and put it across this eye. Pretty, but a little more subdued. Clean finger to blend. And now let me take that shifter shade and put it on top of the champagne and see if that makes a difference. I think if anything, it's less shimmery on this side now than this side. That's a bummer. Let me see if I can add more. Okay, I've kind of lost the magic of the shifter on this side, so I'm going to take it away over here by just adding some of that champagne just so that they match. It's pretty. And then I'm sure you could also take like the dark brown and put that on and then put the shifter on top of that. I do like doing that. Look at that, that makes a really pretty shimmering. So this is more like a topper, I think, to put on top of any of, I would say more of the matte shades to make them pop more. Very pretty. Now, just for giggles, I have used this before, but they do have liquid eyeshadows as well. I have this one, and this one is in the shade Power. I'm gonna go ahead and add this as well. And you can throw this on a naked lid, or you can put it right over a shadow. And this really kind of matches what we already have going on. But I just wanted to show how pretty it is. I think it does add a little bit more. And it's easy to apply and seems to wear really well. And I'll just take a brush and sort of blend in those edges. This is another ColourPop brush, just one of the flatter edged. Just going back in with that brush that I used on the outer corner and just blending. I like that. While I'm here, I'll go into that flat brush again. It's a little fluffy, so I'll use that on my bottom lash line. And I'm gonna start with the mid-tone and kind of buff that out underneath. I'll use that as a base, and then I'll put the darker one a little bit closer to the lash line. I don't think I like this brush. I just wiped this one off. This is the one I used in my outer corner, and I'm going to use that one. Going into the dark. Got butterfingers today. I keep almost dropping the brushes. Good. In the liner category, I have not tried a Sephora Collection liquid liner. Let me know if you have, if they're any good, but I have a few different liners from them. I have 3 different formulas. I think this is all that they have in their collection, but this one is the 12-hour colorful crayon liner, and this is in the espresso shade. No, it's not. It is called Tiramisu, I believe. Yes, this is Tiramisu. So it's a nice brown. The other one that I have is in my purse. I will pop up a picture, but I like to have a liner in my purse. And then this was the original Love. This is the retractable waterproof in matte black. I like this one probably the best because it's got a little smudger on it that I just took off. It's got a sharpener here, and then if you keep the sharpener in, it's got a little smudger. And I appreciate that. I'm gonna do my waterline, my top and bottom, and then I'm gonna put a little bit on the outer edge and wing it out just a little. And then just wing it out a little bit. And then if I want to use that smudger just to soften it, which I often do, I like that. I don't have to reach down for a brush. pretty inky black and long lasting. I have had really good luck in the mascara category with Sephora collection. I have tried 3 different mascaras from them, all of which I like. I know the Size Up is the first one that I tried, loved it. I also have the Lash Craft open in my drawer, and for today I chose the Big by Definition. These all seem to be really good mascaras for what I prefer, which is all the things. Length, volume, definition. I want all the things. I like a nice bold lash. It's nice and black. It doesn't seem to get all over me. I wish that they had a tubing mascara. They do not. You know, I am prepping for my Sephora collection against Ulta Beauty collection video, and that is one category that Sephora does not have a tubing mascara. I wish that they did. So here's one coat. I'll go ahead and add a couple coats and I'll be right back. I'm back. That was 2 dips in, and I think it does a really nice job. I didn't put anything on the bottom yet, but I like this mascara. I've got my Best Skin Ever foundation here. This is in the shade 24N, and look at my hand. I always put it on my hand. I can't say it is a top foundation for me because it is a little on the thick side. I would prefer it be thinner, but it does wear nicely, and I have been enjoying my StansOut Sponge, which makes me not as aware of how thick the foundation is. Does that make sense? So yeah, and I did wash this. Looks pretty darn good. I would say it is a very strong medium coverage leaning into full. For concealer, I actually have 2 in front of me. You know, I used my Best Skin Ever on my eyes, but I also have this Bright Future Serum Gel Concealer, and I like them both, but I think this one gives a little more coverage, but this one is more skin-like, but this one tends to be a little more drying. I don't know. This one has some great reviews, so maybe I'll put one on each eye. On my left eye, I'll put the Best Skin Ever, and on my right side, I'll put the Bright Gel Serum, and I'll try to keep you posted because I've never really put them up against each other. Here is the Best Skin Ever. And this one is much thinner. All right, and we'll let them sit for a minute. While this is sitting, I'm gonna go ahead and throw a little bit of gloss on. This is their, I believe this is the Extreme Plumping. I have 2 different glosses. One is in my purse, and it is the regular plumping, and this is the Extreme Plumping. It has a very light shimmer to it. I like them both, but I'm probably drawn to the one that's in my purse a little bit more because this one is a little spicy cooling, and the one in my purse is more straight cooling. If you know, you know. Get it based on what your preference is. I've got my Rare Beauty concealer brush, and I'm gonna tap in the Best Skin Ever concealer first. Now I'm gonna clean off my brush and go in on the serum side. I do like them both, but neither are perfect in my book. I'm gonna go in with this Micro Smooth setting powder. I did pick it up in the shade Light because I was thinking I would be using it to set my under eyes and my T-zone, and I do appreciate a brightening there. So far so good, I'm liking that. Definitely smoothing. Doesn't seem heavy at all. So far, I'm liking this. I'm a little concerned about the bronzer blush highlight category because I have this face palette, which I love, but normally I use it to set a cream bronzer and a cream blush. The highlight is fine. I'm just not sure that the pigment is strong enough in this palette to be used by itself. It's really pretty. Mine is in the Enchant option. Maybe there's a darker option. I should look into that, but I'm gonna do my best to see if I can get some bronzer payoff just using this. So you have 2 different shades of blush. That looks nice. And then a shade of highlight. It's doing pretty well. I mean, especially if you do not want a strong bronzer look, if you wanted it a little bit softer. But this is that same sort of micro smooth line, and I like it. Looking good. I'll go in with my Real Techniques setting brush and go into this sort of champagne highlight. Just go along right here. It's a very soft, pretty highlight that I think is very smoothing for a highlight. Bring out those cheekbones. And then we have the blush. This one I think has a little more peachy pink in it, and this one is a little more pinky pink. So I'm just gonna go into both. And these require a little bit of building, but it's not bad. And I believe they also have a little bit of a glow to them. I don't think that they're glittery, but they're glowy. I did a good job on the cheeks. So that's kind of nice to get 3 products in one. I'm gonna go back into this powder and see if I can do a little reverse contour. It can add a little more dimension to the face. I like that. I'm gonna take this lip gloss off. I'll go ahead and add the Big by Definition mascara on the bottom lashes. Sephora Collection lip liners. The gel ones I've owned. I did not like, I decluttered them. So when I was looking for a full face, I saw this lip liner to go and I grabbed it. This is the full size. It's only $6, but I was a little disappointed that it is so small. I got mine in the shade light brown. It went on nicer than the gel ones. I had a hard time with the gel ones because they were so creamy that I would lose control, and I felt like my lip lines were really sloppy and thick. So this went on much nicer. Smells like a MAC lip pencil. I would compare it to it. Is it a value at $6? I'm not sure, because it's awful little. I am excited to get into the lip category though, because before I try their newest lip product, they just came out with a new matte lipstick, I want to shout out their lip stains. These are the liquid lips from Sephora. There's a million different shades, and I just love them. This one, I can't read the shade, but it says 76 on it, and I buy these every year at Christmas time because I just love them. They're inexpensive as is, but then the Sephora sale, and they're 30% off, and they have gift sets. I've given these as gifts. They are so smooth, so nice, so lightweight. They layer over lipsticks well. I absolutely love them. And then this one is just iconic. This is one of, if not my very favorite liquid lip that is red. This one is called Always Red, and it's just the perfect blue-based red that's gonna last. I always have one of these in my purse. There's one in my purse right now. Highly recommend these. But I thought I would give the new lipstick a shot. They came out with a new matte lipstick. I love the aesthetic. I love the design. It's like a creamy nude color. This one is still got the sticker on it. Let me take that off. I got this. It's so hard to order online. Hopefully this is not crazy dark, but you know I love a nice nudie brown. And this one I believe is called Too Busy. Very pretty. That's what it looks like. It's a little brown. It's a very weird texture. It almost feels powdery going on the lips. I think the shade is a little too dark. Let me blot it. So very little comes off on the tissue. I think it's going to be long wearing. I do like the texture. My lips feel very lightweight, like there's nothing on them. I may go back and pick up a lighter shade so that I can look at them in store. Do I put gloss on? I'm gonna put the gloss on. There we go. Now we have a little sheen. Finish off the brows. This has been a favorite for a while. This is the Sephora Shape and Set Clear Brow Gel, and you can use this before your brow pencil or after. Recently, I've been using it more after, but if you use it before, it's got a really cool applicator that you can use the brush side to brush the brows and then the flatter side to really like push them up and laminate them if you want to do that. I don't like to do that after my brow pencil because I feel like it messes with the color. So what I do is I use the brush side and just very lightly go through, and this stuff is very strong. It'll hold your brows in place however you wish to shape them, and they will stay. Do they feel a little crunchy to the touch afterwards? Sure. I don't mind that. I like it a lot. One of my favorites. And then for setting spray, I recently picked up the Sephora Collection 18-hour transfer proof, sweat and humidity resistant. It does work pretty well, and I like the mister. So here we are, finished look. I hope that this was helpful in figuring out what is good from the Sephora collection. If you're not subscribed, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel. I upload on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Hitting that notification bell, you'll get a notification every time that I do upload. Give the video a thumbs up, and I look forward to speaking with you in the comments section. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next one.